do this shit. Hell yeah. Pull up, recap. We'll get this bitch started.
Steam asked me, would I recommend this game to other players? So you played X amount of hours. Would you recommend this game to other players?
uh, I don't know, Larian. You ask me that question again after the weekend's over. And we're at 250 hours and you're at 350 hours.
Shit.
The fucking mirrors update. Oh my god. That makes me so happy. If I fuck up a character or I want to slightly adjust it, mwah. Being able to change race and like appearance and all that. Oh, so happy. My indecisiveness has just been fed.
They're trying to cut down on the reasons for people to create
Start.
new games.
Yeah. Yeah. They saw how many new games were created and immediately left.
I thought the mirrors update said you couldn't change your race.
No, if I said you couldn't change your origin, it was just you could change your race, appearance, voice, and all that, but not your origin.
Oh.
Or am I crazy? No, I'm gonna
I
go
thought
check
it
it
was
right
you
now.
couldn't change your race or your origin, but everything else is
Allows
game.
players to change their appearance.
So what you're saying is there's still a reason for me to fucking start over again.
No, I'm 90% sure it
Inconclusive.
said. Hold on. A legendary item to permanently alter those who gaze upon it, however many times you like. There are restrictions, voice pronouns, nether regions can be changed. But your oh no, race, subrace, and body type cannot. Okay, got you. I was wrong.
Then Jared,
Damn.
yes,
Well,
you have a reason
plenty
to
of
keep
reasons to
starting over.
continue on, Jared.
Whoop.
Yerp.
I was like, I was 3 seconds from fucking restarting this one. I finally got to Blazel's whole shit, and I have fucking expertise in persuasion and failed every single fucking attempt. They give you a
Oh,
lot of fucking opportunities to convince Lazel not to go
I
through,
know.
and I
Like
failed every one of them. I was like, fuck
When
this.
someone tells me
Lazel for sure. So many options. All right. I say that as I make a fucking Gif Yankee bard of a cleric of the god of Vlakith and just agree with whatever she says. F5 and F8 forever. Amen.
That's the fucking. It's criminal. Vlakith is fucking criminal. I hate her so much.
Oh, for
Me and my
sure. But
homies hate fucking blackness.
we're doing a Dark Urge run, and I was like, who else? Who else but Vlakith? Am I right? If we're gonna be evil, might as well be an evil bitch. All right. Cool. Let's get this shit on the road. So, last time on DN of D's, the party had taken off on a little bit of a side quest to help one of the previous members that you had met during the vassalship trials. Arlon Lirin had been trapped on a island after going on a mission request from Ivan Barrow Smithing. A simple supply drop and pickup. Gone wrong as he'd been missing for about 3 days with no word being sent from the island. Y'all went out in your lappers, your newly bought lappers, and took to this, well, somewhat skies. As you began gliding for the ocean, enjoying the beautiful sights, the wind in your face, the sea spray splashing by you. It was a remarkable experience as all of you got a little taste of freedom outside the island for the first time. However, that was quickly interrupted by a large swarm of what looked like to be sharks circling beneath you and keeping pace with you. As you all continued on your way, you noticed they were stacking up to try and communicate and/or jump and eat you. It was mainly the latter, but once Mammoth began talking to them with Speak of Animals, they were open to conversation. A little bit of back and forth happened, and we saw some failed attempts at persuasion, and trying to give them into like the vegan diet. Clearly not interested. Uh, but eventually, a insight check, I believe it was a nature check by Mammoth, revealed that this number of sharks would not be a normal amount for this pod. And them going this far to commit hours on end of a chase just to kill you all, uh, it didn't seem natural. They're going way out of their normal hunting environment. Land sharks would never have to actually travel that far to get a meal. So you question them a little bit about that, and you got the information that these guys were affected by the marrow problem that had been posted on the quiz board, on the quest board. Um, and after promising to help them clean out the cave of marrow, in return for them leaving you the hell alone, they agreed to follow you to the island and act as a personal little escort. But very much continuing on the thread of if you try and run away, they remind you they have legs and they will follow you on land with a great sense of smell and track you down. So, you guys made it to the mining outpost. All of the sharks went out to go fishing for a little bit. You also learned that every single land shark is named Steve, except for one, which is their leader, Reginald. Um, all of them went out on a little fishing trip. One Steve stayed with you to make sure you didn't leave them. And after a little night's rest, you all headed out in the morning to go and investigate the island, see what you could find. After walking around for a good couple of hours, you came to a large abandoned mining outpost. A almost broken down village full of antiques, worn down clothes, broken in houses, uh, a somewhat makeshift number of huts as well. All of these in terrible condition and looked like they had not been used in a very long time. As you walked through, you didn't find anything of worth, but you did find a few tracks leading off into the jungle, which would later be explored. But you headed on into the mine shaft, and just as you reached its entrance, a few of you spotted off in the distance, only a few hundred feet from the entrance, there was a large crater. And upon investigation and tumbling on in, you found Arlen at the very bottom, who had been wrapped about in a small cloak, starved, muddied, and in a little worse for wear condition. But after you helped him and Rictus up out of the pit, you got some details on what exactly happened. He said that he came to the island to pick up a stashed bit of crates, as they normally stash them to hide from pirates or anyone who's going to be trying to intercept valuable goods, and especially this run, as it was later revealed that it was a crate of mithril ore, which is extraordinarily rare and very useful for crafting all sorts of different items. But he mentioned that as he was going to retrieve this crate, there was a strange number of blue humanoids that were taking interest in the mine shaft in the nearby villages. And as Arlen saw them making their way in his direction, he tried to run into the jungle to escape them, but unfortunately got captured and thrown into the pit by the strange blue blur that knocked him unconscious. He did say that before he was completely abandoned, he had heard them walking off in the southern direction, and with some amazing survival checks and perception checks, you all managed to find the path that the strange creatures took, and follow them all the way to the almost opposite side of the island, where he found a small camp. Uh, a number of what looked like to be webbed foot tracks led not only to the camp, but also to the river and back numerous times. Definitely need to believe that these guys were aquatic, whatever they were. And after staking out their camp for an hour, you decided that maybe it's time to go and get a little bit closer and see if you can get any more details. This was done in one of the most frightening ways for this poor little smoky boy, as Mustang by himself walked into camp, spurs and all, and just stuck his head for the tent, completely alone. And an absolute hero, this little cowboy saw a massive fishman, more importantly, a sharkman, currently asleep. And thanks to Mustang's Wrangler past, you got a little bit of information about these guys. They're a subspecies of parasite known as man-eaters. What the man-eater woke up to. As man-eaters are creatures who had been possessed by parasites that cause unusual growths in their form, a humanoid presenting appearance, and all sorts of various mutations, making each of them individual, even though they are all from the same parasite. You ended up going back and forth, telling your party of what you had found, and eventually came to the conclusion that the least stealthy party member should be the one to try and finish it off in its sleep. And the gunshot sound, as you came to a conclusion as players that we're going to focus on auto crits, not just one shot kills, as the reality set in, that would affect everyone in the world, including you all. And he shot the shark in the head. Very good blow, not quite enough to finish it off. And combat kicked off. A few tents were burned down in Mustang's escape. A number of sharks, including one that had been following you all in the jungle, thanks to its a keen sense to all those creatures that are not at full hit points. Sadly, Rictus's tumble earlier had alerted them of your arrival, or at least alerted some of them to your arrival, as the rest have been sleeping. And you did get a good number out of the surprise round, and ended up having a well fought battle back and forth. We got to see Mammoth turn into a large puppy. Um, Maeve, even without the armor, being an absolute tank and taking all the hits despite not being able to defend all too well. Kipley just turned into a little sniper in the air, absolutely slamming them with Eldritch Blasts, with surprisingly good rolls for once.
That's because
And
I wasn't rolling it.
I know. Hey, we did the one time you did cast the spell, it failed, so there was still that aspect.
Okay,
Don't worry.
thanks.
I got you. And, we got to see a number of you gang up on this massive leader of a shark, that had been the one to spring the surprise on all of you. But luckily, with all of your various different spells, attacks, and some insanely good luck, you all managed to make it through with a number of you going down, but nobody dying, luckily. And after the battle, harvesting was had, and you found this camp probably was infested with a large number of just outcasts, passing traders, and potential merchants, as you found a number of valuable items just lying around. Clearly, the sharks didn't have any use for them. But you did find 2 potions of greater healing, a ring of warmth, a scroll of mass healing word, scroll of sanctuary, a sentinel shield, and 126 gold pieces. Um, on top of that, y'all decided to go a little bit deeper with the harvesting. As you all settled down for a rest, some of you bringing in the mutated shark bodies into your vassalship tokens, Reese decided to go to town on the leader shark and see if you could find exactly what the mutation was spurring from, and if there's any interesting anatomy on the inside. And literally, the most broken roll of the game, you crit, and somehow hit a DC 20 check right off the bat. I was not expecting that, but you got extra, as you found fully intact and completely undamaged after a DC 20 check was passed, the parasite itself. It was fucking massive. Massive enough to the point where you think this is probably what spurred that crater. Um, it is a strange black and purplish tentacle that seems to have strange, almost undulating parts. It gives off the vibe that it's alive, but you're not quite sure if it's sentient, what properties it might have, but you do have it in perfect condition stored in your vassalship token for later inspection with either yourself, Nordstrom, or whoever you wish to show that to. Fucking well done with that. At the very end of the session, we finished a long, I think we finished a long rest as we ended the night. And upon a new dawn is where we're going to pick up tonight. As you've successfully cleared out the outpost, you found nothing more interesting on the island, going back and looking for the village. But now with Arlen safe and secure, the direction that you wish to go in is now up to you. In terms of what is on the to-do list, you did promise the sharks that you would help them with the marrow. You don't necessarily have to do that right away, as you do now have the supply crate and you do have Arlen, so you can make it back to Homeland, Paradise Peak, and you can have the option of going and trying to craft Maeve's armor, getting any more supplies or potential allies that you want to bring into the dungeon. Or you can just say, fuck it, we're already here, and go right to the cave system, as you now have guides who can bring you there in the form of the land sharks. And also, Kipley, if you've not seen the land sharks, they are in-game visuals and they are adorable.
Adorable.
They're just little guys who want to eat people, but they are little guys.
They're giant. No, I'm not arguing that with you.
I don't know what you were talking about. So, as the morning dawns, what would you all like to do?
Mustang would like to pass out the goodies that he procured from around the camp to the people he deems needs the most.
Okay. Who ended up taking that sentinel shield?
I did.
Mustang has everything, I'm pretty sure.
I thought you gave it to Rictus
Oh,
before.
you
Yeah,
have. Oh, wait,
Rictus
Rictus has the Sentinel
discussion,
shield,
yeah.
but that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Only Rictus has the shield.
Gotcha. Mustang out here with just a massive bag of loot. Don't
He
worry,
is
don't worry.
really
You'll get
bad.
all in time.
I say he doesn't even have a freaking vassalship token. He's just holding it.
No, you have like a burlap sack and just everything inside.
Okay, let's.
Oh, that's great.
So
Okay,
I think he's gonna give one of the potions to Maeve and then another one to Reese, because I think he's seen either of them get hit the most or go down the most.
For sure.
I think he'll give the scroll of sanctuary to Mammoth. And he's not sure if Kipley would want anything on here. So he's actually gonna ask her. He'll show her the gold, the scroll of mass healing word, and the ring of warmth, and just be like, "Would you like any of these things?" I know we're kind of down to the last bits and bobs here, but
Oh. No, that's all right. Thank you, though.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, next time I find something good, I'll think of you first.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, maybe we can just, like sell them or something.
That is a
You know,
viable option.
if that's what you like, your wish is my command. And he'll pocket the other scroll, but he's actually going to put on the ring. He's be like, I kind of hate the cold, so
The
I'm glad
being
you
made
like
of smoke and coal puts on a ring of warmth. I love it. Yeah, you don't feel yourself innately burning hotter. But as you put on the ring, I don't believe the ring of warmth is attunement.
Oh, sweet.
Let me double check of that before I spout some bullshit. Ba, 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 ba. I lied, it does. But you do gain cold resistance after the hour comes in. Um, and as you put it on, you don't feel necessarily warmer, but you do feel this intrinsic, almost like equilibrium become established. Your entire body just seems to shift into a perfect state, and the weather around you, as it's blazing hot outside, not only does that become preferred as it normally is, but as the chilling coastal wind comes blowing by, you don't feel a thing. You feel the wind pass by, but any chill you might have gotten from it wiped away as the ring of warmth begins to kick in.
I like that. And he'll keep that. He'll put it on under his glove and then put his gloves back on. But that's all he got. He just wanted to make sure everyone got what they ought to.
All right. So, what's the plan, Stans?
Mammoth is curious about the shaft.
You can certainly go down and explore that as well.
Mammoth, mine's kind of make me nervous. How bad do you want to explore around there?
Depends on why you're nervous.
I don't know. I get the heebie-jeebies when I'm in there. I don't know why, but they just give me the heebie-jeebies.
You see Arlen raise up a hand. I have not myself ventured into the mines of any time recent, but I'm sure that even though it does technically belong to Ivan Burroughs, uh, they wouldn't mind if you would peruse to see if any ores caught your particular value. I mean, you did end up not only saving their supplies in perfect condition, but myself in somewhat good condition. I could certainly talk them into a trade deal if you'd like. Or I'd be happy to front any gold for anything you take from there.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal, ain't it?
Well, to an extent. If you drain out the entire mine, I don't have enough money to cover that. But if you would like to potentially sample different ores, or I actually haven't fully gone down. I know there's a deeper cave system that was not fully explored because of the dangers that's come with mining into the ever-changing world around them. However, this island is close enough to Paradise Peak that it doesn't change too often. There's just a risk that once you get too deep, you won't be able to dig yourself back up. So there are potentially unknown riches to be found. Who knows? Maybe you'll even find the cave that goes all the way to the Underdark. uh, those don't exist.
How do you
Maybe we
know?
can come back when we actually need more material. If it's not going to go anywhere.
I mean, it is abandoned and out of use at the moment. You would have to manually climb down throughout all of these systems. The mine carts have been out of order for 15 years. So, unless a group of marauders and raiders come in and find it to suit their fancy, I don't see why not. Maybe you could also properly give questioning to Ivan Burrow, see if he has any input on that.
Yeah, okay.
What is the plan of now? Heading back to mainland. You mentioned that you had something else to do.
think maybe we should get Maeve suited up before we take on anything too serious.
Very well. Well, I happen to know a great smithy for that, so whenever you're ready to depart, I can make way as well.
Well, hold on. Those land sharks ain't gonna be mad that we're leaving, are they?
As you say that, you see all of the honestly, is it 15 or 14 Steves? All the 15 Steves, and one Reginald sitting staring at you like puppy dogs listening to conversations. They just keep looking back and forth between you and Arlen, and then once you say that, and you all kind of like slow turn towards them, it just they each kind of like pick a face and just stare at one of you. You see Reginald stares at Mammoth.
I think Maeve might have to go naked into one more fight. We'll die either way, but
You hear Reginald making strange, like almost sounds like clicking sounds coming off their tongue. None of you can interpret it, but if you like, Mammoth can cast Speak with Animals again.
Mammoth, what's he
Yeah,
saying?
I don't know yet. Give me 10 minutes.
This goes on for 10 minutes. I mean, just hear little click clacks, little click clacks, and you see Reginald's. If a shark had a brow, it would furrow, and it just looks more and more frustrated, until the point where once the spell finally goes under and you can hear the conversation, it's just him shouting. You just hear, "By gods, good sir, how many times do I have to repeat this?" And you have the same look. Oh, you finally understand. Good. We are fine if you don't immediately undertake our task. However, just know that if you try and bail out on us, as they might say, we will find you on land and we will consume you and your families. But we are
Yeah,
happy
no,
to
I
wait
don't.
upon the shores of your peak until you are ready to undertake our task. Just know the longer that you wait, the more of us die of starvation.
Yeah, I think we can just run and get Maeve's armor real quick and come back.
Very well.
Or I can stay with you if you'd like.
Mm, I would not hate the company. Perhaps we can
Okay.
educate you more on the lands of Landsharkia. You would
Yeah,
come out
like
of it better.
Kipley elbows Mammoth. What are you saying?
I'm gonna learn a whole bunch about.
Like in a
They're gonna
book?
teach me about what?
Like in a book?
No, they're just gonna. I assume they're gonna talk to me about
Did she
stuff
just
that
ask
they
if we
think
have
cool.
books?
I guess.
Does she know that we come from an underwater species? A land of pure sea? These textile means have no place in our Landsharkia libraries. It's really just coral that we kind of chew into, and we say that it's writing, but mainly we just pass down for oral tradition. But don't
Oh,
tell the other Landsharkians about that. That's only for the higher ups to know.
okay, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. No, but he just wanted to make sure that we know not to run away. And I told him that we're just gonna go get Maeve some armor, but that I could stay with them. And that's when he offered to teach me things.
No.
What?
No. You can't stay here on your own.
Not here. Whenever we get back to the shop. I assumed.
How long do you think taking armor, or making armor and forging armor takes?
I don't know. I didn't ever think about it.
It's a process. Would any of our artificer compatriots like to, uh, you know, generalize?
Yeah, it's
We do have
it's
two
gonna take a
archers.
bit. I mean, I'll be there to help. It might help speed up the process a little bit, but it's not going to be like an hour thing and we're done.
No, it's going to take a few days. If you want
Well,
good
hold on.
armor,
Days.
Reginald has legs. Couldn't he come with us?
Reginald, do you want to come with us?
Into your peak of paradise?
He may get shot and killed. I do want you to know how we found
Jesus
Shazai.
Christ.
If anybody remembers, Shazai was a more humanoid looking fish creature, and,
He was put in a cage.
and they were in the cage. So I don't know that a land shark in the city is going to have any better treatment.
Oh, gods above. We couldn't just say he was a pet or something?
I will not undergo such pity to be called a pet of yours, but I will accompany you on land if it's necessary. The Steves can handle themselves fine. As long as it's not too long, as I do have to get back in the water, otherwise my skin does dry. I must keep my complexion. The fairest land shark is chosen as the leader. And I am quite stunning.
Is he speaking common, or is Mammoth the
No,
only
it's
one that
speaking. It's
understands
speaking in
this?
shark to Mammoth.
Okay.
All of you just hear. All of you just hear click 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 click. You do hear the British accent somewhere put into the click, but it is only clicks nonetheless.
I think it's probably better if he didn't come with us. But I can just chill on the beach with him
Then chill on the beach we shall.
if I'm allowed.
I mean, thinking about it from like a standpoint of protection, you do know there is a wall to the city that's like a good couple 100 feet away from the ocean. Um, as long as you explain it to the guard and keep the land sharks away from, like, kids and other people on the beach, you might be fine. But bring them into the city. I mean, Maeve, I'm not even gonna give you a check. You know for a fact, if you bring 16 land sharks into the city, you're gonna have the guards rushing on you within seconds, and there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah,
Even approaching the gate, that would be seen as like a summoner attacking the city without question. Because people
she's
have
like,
tried to do that while you've lived here. People invading with sea creatures is almost a common theme.
yeah, Maeve looks and she's like, listen, we had to go through a lot to get clearance for like draconic takeoff from the mountainside, so I'm not going through the headache of fucking convincing them that, oh, yes, Dambala have reptiles and fucking creatures of the
And now
air.
amphibians.
Now they have
Um,
fucking amphibians. All right.
but for a good point, Rictus, Reese, and nope, that's just it. You two go ahead and give me intelligence checks, please.
Intelligence.
20.
Wow.
Lovely, lovely. Good start to the night.
Right, better than last time.
Hold on, no worries. 20 is more than enough to pass. Rictus, the bare minimum, knows that if there's multiple people hands-on helping a suit of armor, it will significantly speed up the process. And Ivanborough Smithing does have multiple forges within it, as it's a rather large business. It does have its two sections. One mainly only focusing on blacksmithing. The other is full artificer work. So it has like a research lab. Um, it has all various different workshop tables that can be used. So if you put both sections to use and you take multiple people on hand, it could significantly reduce the time needed to make the armor. If Maeve was making this by herself, it could take up to a week. However, if multiple people worked on it, and I'm talking like 8 hours plus a day, um, you could get it done realistically with 3 or 4 people in about 2 days.
Nice.
You do have a master craftsman working, so that will lower the time and help the bonuses.
Mhm.
But you do also have a secondary master craftsman in the form of yourself. And Reese is no foreigner to crafting items, mainly focused on flesh and bone, but armor is a secondary of artificers, so that for sure helps as well.
Would it be like a series of checks from us while
Oh,
we're
for
making
sure.
it?
I've had a
Okay.
thought about what these would be for a while.
Okay.
I have. It is gonna be a fucking task. If you all decide to do it though, it will lower certain DCs, as well as the time, as it won't just be Maeve who has never done this before.
Mhm.
And while we do have a little Swiss Army knife behind a shield, the Swiss Army knife can only do so much. It's actually very accurate. The tails. Thank you. I know. I looked into how much time it take to actually craft armor. And then I looked and was very disappointed when it said multiple months, and I was like, "Wait, it's D&D. We can bend those rules." I was like, "Maximum it's gonna take is gonna be like if 3 people are working on it, like 2 free days, but 2 days is gonna be probably the more realistic thing. If Reese works on it as well, it'll probably be less. Because
Nice.
4 people working on one set of armor, it's gonna go pretty quick. It's just gonna be a little bit of a thing. Real smiths cast heat metal. Oh, for sure, for sure. Those forges are not powered by normal coils. They just fireball that shit. So yeah, awesome. Plan is to go back to mainland and then crafting rules. Oh, it's gonna be something different, Maeve. It's gonna be something different. Don't worry. We got some fun stuff planned for this set of armor. So, I assume we're going back to the mainland then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, all of you activating your lappers once more, go off and take flight. Now knowing how to properly enter flight, you all in your various different ways, Maeve, Hulk jumping, now no longer bound by heavy armor, just leaping several feet into the air. Um, Mammoth doing the little kickstand with Reese. Reese just
Can I
full
ask
on.
Reggie to ride on him?
You're gonna try and ride on the land sharks.
hmm If Reggie's cool with it.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, because this is one of the things he specifically said he would have a problem with.
Oh, well, then if he doesn't want to, that's fine.
When
We
you
stay
first,
respectful.
yeah, you first asked him this during the initial conversation on the way over, and he said the only place he would be fine with you touching him at the moment is scratching under the chin, because it would be easy enough to bite off your hand in case he fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. Scratch that then.
So wait, the land sharks are staying on the beach, and we're all headed back to get the armor.
Oh no, they follow you guys.
Is that really a good idea?
Yeah, it's fine. We're just gonna go on a. We're gonna go exploring. I think.
I don't, I don't know if this is really the type of city for them. I don't know if they'll be accepting.
Well, we're not gonna. We don't have to go in the city.
The plan was to leave Mammoth and the sharks outside the city bounds, and the rest of you go in to craft the armor.
All right, I'll stay with you.
Would you like to hang out with us?
Of course, I'm going to hang out with you. Can't leave you
Okay,
alone.
cool.
Kipley and Mammoth and 16 sharks.
Oh, but wait.
Hell yeah.
She would move forward towards Maeve and just. I made you a new one. She just plops a talisman in your hand.
Oh,
Maeve
So-
looks
also
towards
good
Kipley. Thank you. I have been missing this. I also don't want to make you feel obligated. You don't have to do this. It's appreciated. I love it. I adore it. It saved my life numerous times. And it is greatly appreciated. But you don't have to like feel obligated to do it if you don't want to.
Sorry, what? She's like
The-
been totally her attention like elsewhere as you're talking. It's just
Yep. Attention span of a fly.
Nothing. Thank you.
All right, Mammoth.
Thank you. Bye.
What?
You're so perfect.
Okay.
The best way to take compliments. Cool.
It's the Han
Thumbs
Solo
up.
approach.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So, with all that being said, you all take flight back to the island. And you notice that Arlen does not have a lapper. However, thanks to his interesting condition, he very much just David Blaine's his way over the ocean because he doesn't need to walk, so he just levitates. He can only levitate a few inches off of the seawater, so when there's a big wave, you watch as he just tanks it and just keeps going, just drenched, soaking wet. But no need for a lapper, as he can just dash with magic. As we begin to go ahead and undertake another, it's not going to be a day's journey. It will be only a few hours, as now you know a direct path back to the island, and it's daylight. Kipley, since you missed last section, he's like David Hasselhoff. Exactly, exactly. It's a base reference. Kipley, why don't you go ahead and roll the D100? We go
Boy.
ahead and do some more ocean travel. Last one was 94. That resulted in Land Sharkians. 70. Oh, we're getting a lot of high rollers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, can you roll me a d4, please?
Yeah.
We got some options. Boom, 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 boom. One. Oh, okay. So about 2 hours into the journey, you're a good way into your heading. You only have about 45 minutes, if not max an hour left in your journey. And as you're soaring past some of the coastline of Paradise Peak, you notice that there's like almost a strange humming sound just around the air of Kipley. And it's none of you can pick up what exactly, like if it's a rhythm to a song, like who the voice belongs to, but there is just a constant humming that is emitting within a 30-foot radius of Kipley. So some of you just like instinctually move slightly broader in your flight pattern, so you're not constantly drowned out by it. But Kipley, for the next hour, you have a strange voice humming and whispering strange stories into your ear.
Like
And
that's
as
anything new.
I was gonna say, like, it's fun having you. As you're flying, you hear, Kipley, did you know that a mimic can go 7 days without drinking or eating? It also has one of the longest tongues for its anatomical structure, which is actually rather short.
What?
Did you also know that Mustang not only smells of ash, but is 70% composed of ash?
George?
Seawater can be drinkable, but the humanoids have yet to find out how to purify it. If they did, a near unlimited source of water would feed the entire world.
She's like looking around, looking at the rest of her party. You
feel like you're going crazy because you don't see anything. And you just keep hearing small little informational facts that you don't want to hear.
Is it the same voice?
It's a mix of voices. The same one keeps telling you boring facts. Another one keeps telling you really lame jokes. And you can hear like this really like high pitched female voice pop in every once in a while, and all they do is just and it just keeps they keep having the most annoying tune.
She like puts her hands over her arms, trying to keep her elbows out to keep the things out, but like
it looks like the world's most uncomfortable flying jet as your hands are just pressed against your head, elbows in a very uncomfortable locked position, and you feel like you're being tormented for no reason.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but eventually, as you all approach the island and go to land, as you approach the shoreline, you hear, "Until next time, until next time, until next time." And you feel the humming immediately disappear, as you all, one by one, plop, 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 plop down. I will ask, because last time we used a cheat code in the form of Featherfall. Does anyone have any wonderful ideas of how to land this thing? I'm not going to ask every time, but until I get a somewhat right answer, I find it very fun. Reese last time chose to dive bomb into the water. You saw how that went. The FBI listening to Dog Talk. You saw Reese splashing into the water, slamming down. Didn't go well. And then the rest of you got featherfalled and just gently drifted down onto the beach. So as the first approaches, you know what? Since spotlights aren't on you, Kipley, you weren't there for the first time. Everyone was still learning how to use these things, as they didn't exactly have an instruction manual. So as you approach the shoreline, how would you like to attempt to safely land?
You said their voices stop as soon as she gets to the land.
As soon as you get like within a couple 100 feet of the beach.
All right.
As in basically that's the hour that passed.
Yeah, I think she would pretty much be a little frazzled at this point. Though she's used to it, she's been out of city for a while, and she's been able to keep a lot of that at bay. So having it all inundated suddenly, I think she would just suddenly, as the voices stopped, she'd be like, "Oh, goddamn, fuck all of you," and just would pull her arms in, and I think she's just going to try and land like she thinks she normally can. When she pulls her wings in, and if she totally face plants, I think she just is going to do that.
So you're gonna pull your arms into like just a straight pencil dive?
I think she's just gonna drop her arms to her sides and like try and almost as if she's going to land on her feet. See if she can.
Okay. What elevation would you like to do this at? You hover up to a maximum of 30 feet, and you start to get repelled back upwards once you hit like the 10-foot mark. So would you like to try it around the 10-foot mark, or are we going straight from the top?
Sure. Yeah, around the 10-foot mark.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Try. Oh.
Why did I just know it?
I secretly wanted that.
I looked over and I saw the natural. I saw the 1 on the D4, and I was like, "Wouldn't it be fun if she got another natural 1?" I manifested that. I apologize. Cool. Can you go ahead and roll me 2d6?
Yeah. 1, 2. It's kind of appropriate.
Oh, it's so great. 5. You pencil dive, and as you hit the ground, you hear a click, as your knee pops, and you like almost almost Iron Man land, where your knee kind of pops and gives, and your right knee goes down, but your left is still stable enough that you just kind of pound to the ground, and you just lie there a few moments as you can just feel the blistering pain in your right knee as you didn't eat shit, but you fully put all of the pressure on that one spot, and that's gonna leave a mark tomorrow morning.
Mm, mm, mm.
The rest of you, as you see Kipley do this amazing superhero landing, and don't quite hear the buckling of the knee, but you see her wincing in pain on the ground.
While
Who's
she's
next?
still kneeling, she just puts her arms up like a gymnast. That's just finished there. But that's about
Uh,
it.
You see a few beachgoers raise tens. One really judgy kid raises a 9.5. Uh, who's next on the chopping block?
I'll give it a shot.
Sure. What's the plan, Stan?
He's gonna start just going lower, still with his wings out. I don't know
Mhm.
how, because what he's gonna do is when he gets low enough, he's just gonna start running his legs really fast, and then
You're gonna try and parachute it?
yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Ooh.
That's so
I
amazing.
love the
The
idea of just
visual
a
on
little
that's
gnome.
just so great.
Oh yes.
What we get? Natural 20.
Natural
Fuck
20.
off,
So
Rictus.
Kipley, as you put your arms in the air, you feel for a little moment as two little booties kick off of it, and you just see Rictus just absolutely full speed running with his legs flailing in the air, and his arms are spread out. And for the first time, all of you watch as the lapper still very much acts as a glider once you get over land, but none of you have actually gone over it yet, as fear of you immediately dropping. It has a significant less gliding speed, but it still glides as you just manage to just tippy toe your way through the air onto the sand and land with enough grace to get a full line of tens from those beachgoers.
Kipley's just like smiling in, but like the full teeth, like grit kind of thing. Like she just
I am
gives him
so
like a
happy for
thumbs
you.
up, like, yeah,
That's great.
great job.
Rictus doesn't pick up on that, and he just smiles back and gives 2 thumbs up.
All right. And now, for the rest of you, if you'd like to mimic Rictus's technique, you can land safely without issue. If you'd like to try something else, you can absolutely do so. But you've now learned one way how to properly land these things.
Can I get down to 10 feet and then try to catch myself with shape water?
So like fold your arms in and then just have shape water do what?
Like,
Leap.
I don't remember. It's in like Avatar and Legend of Korra a lot, but like the water like shoots up and like meets me halfway kinda, and so it like braces my fall, and then I like slow down instead of just like smack hitting the water.
Like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, go ahead and give me just a straight wisdom check.
What the fuck? 19.
19. Holy
Wow.
So
Dude,
you're not proficient with magic in the slightest. You're still very new to this.
kinda.
You're still very new to this. You grasp the stone in your hand, duck in the wings, and just full like spiral yourself dive into the water. And at the last second, almost like a pillow catching you as you go in for a good night's sleep. Doof. A like not a wall of water meets you, but you see almost like a crescent shaped cushion appears, and it just catches you and continues your descent downwards, slowly delivering you into the water. You are completely soaked, but once you get onto the shore, you are completely unharmed and aren't kaplappled like Reese was.
Nice.
But luckily, one of the things you do have access to is Druidcraft, so you can technically dry yourself off with a little gust of wind now.
That's true. I'm like a real waterbender.
Yup, mold earth, shape water, gust, collect them all. And bonfire. So
and bonfire.
a very nerfed avatar, but an avatar nonetheless. As you all get to shore, are you just going straight to Ivanborough smithing? It's still very early in the morning. You woke up early, as you went to bed early, so it's still only like 9 a.m. So all the shops 100% open. You still have anywhere and everywhere that you could go otherwise. If you want to just try and get to the smithing and just try and crank out the armor as quickly as possible, that is 100% an option.
Quick question.
Sure.
In Roll20, can I decrease the size of everybody's character block? Like their actual, like just floating.
Like the names?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I believe
Mm-hmm.
you can go to
It's the gear in the
There-
upper right.
hmm
And then I want to.
Where is it? Jared.
It's
'Cause
under
there is
audio
one-
video, and then it's
Yeah.
under video
Yeah.
display, I think.
Names
Yeah.
only. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna
We
see
discovered-
player and video avatar size.
Me and Reese have discovered that we have a very different UI when it comes
Oh?
to
Oh yeah.
Roll20.
Okay, names only. Okay, that's wonderful, and that is so much better. I'm on like a little laptop today, so it's
No worries.
awesome. Thank you very much.
For sure.
Maeve will kind of speak up for a moment. Hey, so I'm heading to get the armor complete. However, if we're kind of being strong-armed to take care of the whole situation, I think it could potentially be a good idea that somebody go and officially accept the quest to clear them out, so that we're not just doing this.
That thought dawns on every single other person, and thank God for Maeve saying that, because if you didn't get the quest, you wouldn't get paid. You at least wouldn't get paid until you brought the heads back to the guild, and then we have gone through the process of getting the quest and then turning in the head. It would have been just annoying, but very good catch. Going ahead would definitely help, especially if
This is
someone
a-
had taken it while you were crafting the armor.
This is an official quest guild, like what's the name guild?
This is your
Sorry.
first, yeah. This is your first official vassalship approved guild quest.
Cool. Do we all need to be? Do we have a name yet that we
Nope.
all operate under? Okay.
That is a point of order that you guys need to do at least within 2 days' time, as you're gonna have to have some sort of placement name for now until you get one that you really like. As you need a name that's gonna be held under for who's taking the quest. Taking 7 or 6 in this case individual names for who's doing it. That's going to be held as you guys are competing with each other for doing it, as teams aren't really a common thing.
All right, guys. Names. Who's Mustang?
Mustang. He's gonna start counting everyone. Well, we don't have a good name right now, but there is 6 of us, so why don't we just call ourselves the 6?
Pearl.
The 7. Sorry, Pearl.
No, it can be the
You've been awfully
6.
quiet.
Is
No, she's
Pearl
not here.
here?
She's not
Don't
with
worry.
you.
Okay.
She's not with us. Yeah.
Actually, fine enough, Maeve. Can you go ahead and roll me a perception check? Anyone else can join this as well.
Oh,
Swear to God.
You know I
don't
love
what
perceiving.
spells are. That's only a.
Oh God, he said only. Oh wow, no, it is only.
Jared method.
Jared method has failed. Wow, 15, 14, and 13. That's so pleasing. Oh, Reese had to ruin it. Yeah, no. As you kind of think about like how many of that comes to mind, the thought does pop into your head that like you haven't seen Pearl in a while, and just so happens that you kind of gaze off into the distance, wondering your beloved wife is, and then you just get like an itching feeling in the back of your head, like that annoying sense when you feel like someone's watching you. And you look over your shoulder and see that annoying family that had been holding up signs when you were landing. As they put the signs down, you see hidden behind the signs, a little bit past them, is a sunbathing Pearl.
ah, fuck off.
Sunglasses on, wine bottle at her side, like the biggest fucking straw hat that you have ever seen on her head that just takes up like 90% of her body. It almost looks like a blanket, and she does not look like she has noticed you. You probably think she's drunk and asleep, or one of the two, but she's like only like 60 feet away from you guys.
I like
Well, how
6.
about the 6 featuring Pearl?
6 features. That's crazy.
It's not bad. It's not a bad name by any metric.
No, I
Works
don't
for
like
me.
it. I don't like it.
Oh,
You don't like the 6, Kipley?
You see Arwen kind of raise his hand. Well, I don't want to really like say I have the most experience in coming up with names for groups, as I've never really been officially a part of one. But I've seen those who are successful in it kind of had like an adjective or like a noun beforehand, so kind of like descriptor of the 6. So maybe you're like the sassy 6, or like the sublime 6, or the spectacular 6, or
Ooh, I
something like
like the
that.
Sublime 6.
Well, I don't. These are just words I'm throwing out, but have like something that adds on to the 6. Because there is these people like back then. Oh God, I don't know. A few
I
hundred years
swear to
ago.
God, if you say what I think you're about to say, you fucker. I swear to
Uh,
God.
they had a lot of weird names, and it's really not great if you change them too often. But I don't want to say it. It wouldn't be appropriate to bring up, Ghosts of Old Pass. Just don't name yourselves Cult of anything, because that's just a really bad brand.
I fucking hate you.
Some idiots did it a while ago, and it's kind of been crossed out under the guild as this don't do, because why would you name yourself Cult? It just doesn't, But you guys wouldn't do that, right?
No, that's entirely stupid.
Yeah. Shame on whoever did that.
Surely.
All right, well, I'm
Shame.
gonna go meet up with Ivan and hand over the materials. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be using these, so feel free to drop by whenever you feel like it. I'm gonna go eat, and shower and bath and just kind of, exist for a few days in recovery from being starved on an island. But again, I do very much appreciate it. If you need anything, please feel free to stop by. And he gives you directions to his home in the Cloud District. Um, I gladly cook you a meal, any information that you need. It's yours. Saying thank you doesn't really make up for the fact that you saved my life as I was rotting in a pit surrounded by sharks, or I guess man-eaters in that case. But thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you's enough for me, but yeah, we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, and perhaps I'll see you out there on the Grand Seas. I do plan on departing in roughly a month's time. There's a big job coming up. Actually, you know what? Perhaps this can be an inkling towards making up what you have done for me. And he hands out a small stone tablet to Rictus. You did not get that from me, as this is technically above both yours and mine pay grade, but by the time that rolls around, hopefully we'll all be in that same boat together.
Oh wow, thank you. Yeah, my lips are sealed.
You might not want to watch that here, though. It
Okay.
kind of gives you a wink. Well, I am going to go take the hottest bath known to humanoid kind. Ta-ta. And good luck on your
Ta-ta.
naming scheme. And he just begins to slowly drift away towards the gates.
So we need like a word before 6 then. Like,
What word would best describe us
I don't know,
as a
like
whole?
the lost 6 or the wandering 6 or
Ooh, I like that.
the
Wandering
wandering
6?
6.
The Wandering 6. It's
What are they
mysterious,
wandering about?
but also alluring. Perfect
Mm.
amount of drama.
A lot of
Like
us
live
came
down
from
top of
other
the-
areas.
Perfect amount of drama.
Did you say something, Reese?
I'm good.
All right. All not in favor of the Wandering Six. Can I get a nay?
Nay.
Nay?
Yes.
You can't say nay. That's for horses.
Just to be clear, it's not
Hmm.
the wandering six as in thinking.
No, with
it is
an
the
A.
wandering six as
Wandering.
we are traveling. Yes, I'm okay with this.
I think
But
it
we-
should just be the 6.
The six, like
Mhm.
capital C.
It seems we are at an impasse. The impassable six.
Oh God.
Or the impossible six, because you all
Impassable.
I feel like
Accent there.
the impassable would be a poor decision for applying for contracts.
I agree. I was making a joke.
The unhireable 6.
The shit job six.
The shitty 6.
That's what I was about to say.
Oh, we just compound that to the shicks.
The six.
Six. Oh God.
Reese, I didn't know you could joke like that. That was a good
That's
one.
so good.
I like that.
The shit.
Oh no, hun.
No,
No.
you
Oh,
know, I
no.
feel like people
Oh,
are just
honey.
going to think they're hearing the shits.
I think that's the point. But alas, we got to decide on something, and I think I ought to know since you, and he points to Maeve, Rictus, and Reese. You're doing the armor, and you, and then he'll point to Mammoth and Kipley. Said you're gonna stay with the sharks,
So
which leaves just
you
me to go get the contract.
is that right?
I'm not a vassal though. Fuck.
The one person who's not a vassal is the representative.
I'm a good actor.
Shit.
Oh my God. That was so good.
I'll go with you
Oh.
by saying and
What about your
do
armor?
This
You not trust
feels.
me?
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that the last time that I kind of passively let the group decide, we did things that weren't the best. You know.
All
Wait, what
right.
happened?
You are a part of it.
Yeah, it was that. I thought maybe perhaps you had some dealings beforehand. I do agree that was perhaps not the wisest choice. However, you know me, we were on the same size. You could trust little old me if you feel like you want to stay with your armor. But if you want to come with me, I won't stop you.
Wait.
Just
Wait, so this is just to accept the contract, right?
Yeah, it's no big
Yeah.
deal.
Or, I mean, I can do that if you stay with Mammoth.
Me with the sharks?
No, you with Mammoth.
Ugh.
Yeah, me
Which,
with the
by
He's
the
kinda-
way, about this time, 16 land sharks pull up on the beach, and you hear a few screams as those lovely families that were enjoying a beautiful summer's day all immediately take flight towards the gates. The only one that
No.
doesn't move is Pearl, who just kind of lifts up her sunglasses a little bit, finally sees you all as the sharks are huddling around you, and
And
just lets out a sigh, puts the sunglasses back down, and begins to get up and walk towards you all.
Kipley like picks up a big stick and starts writing in the sand as she's like looking towards uh, Mustang, and she's like, "This might be a good idea. You know, we need someone to stay with Mammoth. We need someone that's actually, you know, like a vassal to go actually accept this." And like
Hey
she
guys,
keeps
how's it
scrolling.
going?
God damn it, fucking hell! God damn it, shit. And she
Hey, long time no see. How are you? And she just walks right over your drawing.
Reese steps over and just like pats Kipley on the head a few times just to calm her down.
And she walks right up to Maeve and looks and goes, "Oh, hon, your armor. What happened? You don't have it." you're like naked right now. I don't hate it, but oh no, Owen, why are you all? You have, do you adopt sharks? You have lappers now. Ooh, fancy. You guys got around for a bit. I was gone for only like a few days, wasn't I?
Oh, it was
Hell happened.
enough. It was perfectly enough. Hey, I've got an idea. How about, and she stabs the stick into the ground as a period, and she looks at Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
She just says, we need someone to stay with Mammoth if that's all right, you know, and the land sharks. Make sure to keep an eye on things. Make sure, you know, people
Well,
don't.
they're land sharks. That would explain why they're standing on land and they have legs. Yeah, no, I was confused about that for a second. I haven't seen
Yeah,
these
well,
guys in
you
a
know, I mean,
while.
I'm trying to explain it, but you can keep talking if you'd like. So,
Oh no, for
anyways,
sure. Keep going.
maybe you could stay here with Mammoth. Make sure no one tries to, you know, take on the land sharks, and just make sure we keep things at peace. And
Oh,
just
I can broker like a peace deal, like a peace treaty if you guys need that.
great, yeah, no, just stay here. I'll go with Mustang, and they're going to go. And she kind of
But wait,
pauses for a
is it like a situation like you just want to make sure like there's nothing that's happening to Mammoth? Like, do I have to stay with him? Because I kind of want to go with Maeve, as I have not seen my beloved wife in a few days.
well, that was
But
your choice, but you know,
well, you know, I kind of had business to attend to, and I'll explain that in a second. If you let me speak. But I can, you know, speak Land Sharkian. I learned it in college. So I can just and here go. It just makes clicking noises at them. And you hear Reginald go, and just like very intrigued, click back. She goes, oh yeah, no, I can just talk to the guards and explain the situation. I mean, they already know me pretty well. uh, I'm sure it'll be
Kippley.
fine. Yeah, no. Just give me like 5-10 minutes, and I can get something going here.
Sure. Whatever Pearl wants.
You two can.
Mustang is gonna look like he's trying to stare a hole into Maeve and glance to Pearl every once in a while. He loves Mammoth, but he doesn't want shark duty.
He loves a man, but doesn't want shark.
Fucking Maeve does not look like she's present at the moment. She's checked out and probably
God damn
heard
it.
like part of that.
Cool.
What
Oh, that
about
seems
Stick?
sorted.
Pearl,
And you stop
seeing
her as
as
she
you
begins walking away towards the gate. Uh-huh.
you know, I understand wanting to see your beloved, but as perhaps just a tactical decision, since you are fluent in land sharkian, it seems, it might be wise that you stay with the sharks.
And you could take the time to work on your tan a little bit more. Looks like it's coming along nicely.
Well, sea
Yes, you
elves
are.
don't
You are
tan.
looking.
We don't tan. I just like the feeling of sun on me.
It was
Well,
yeah.
you are glowing regardless.
I know, thank you. I mean, I don't think like safety is a problem considering they haven't eaten you guys yet, so that's kind of like a plus. Plus, I already talked to Reginald. He said that
You can call
you
him that.
guys, yeah, he said it was fine either way. It's kind of quick for land sharks. You guys clearly have talked to him. He said he was like chill with you guys. He just wanted to wait on the beach until you guys helped him with a marrow problem. So you've already brokered a deal with them. I don't see why I would need to stay necessarily. I mean, that seems like
Pearl,
it's been taken care of. So I'm gonna go talk
Pearl.
to Preston real quick because I think he's the one on duty, and he's one of the few ones that I haven't been drunk in front of. So we should be good there.
Pearl,
Um,
Pearl.
what's up? Yeah, yeah, maybe.
just a moment. There, things have happened. Things have occurred.
Oh,
Go ahead, Mustang.
Pretty please. With the most succulent cherry on top.
ooh, why'd you use the word
Stay
succulent?
Because how else
I-
would you like
The
your cherries?
succulent
Shriveled up and
dick.
dry?
I don't know.
Ah.
It's just you really put emphasis on that.
Everyone's a critic.
Well, um,
Please stay on the beach. No cherries on top. No nothing. Please stay on the beach with Mammoth and the sharks.
I mean, what danger is he going to be in? He has 16 land sharks.
Pearl,
17.
Pearl, Pearl. I love you, but please, just for a little bit. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. It'll take 2 seconds. Just stay on the beach till we get back. Okay?
Why does somebody have to stay with me?
He's a
Because
grown man.
because
Young
we
man.
care about you, Mammoth.
Uh,
The succulent 6.
but uh,
I mean, I guess I
okay.
could. It's. She looks at Maeve. And was just, fine, whatever. Only for a little bit though. I'm giving you an hour at max.
Okay, fuck this bullshit. Maeve, or fucking Pearl, you're going with Mustang. I'm staying with Mammoth.
Oh, where are we going?
You see Mustang face bomb. I just had it in the bag. I just had it in the bag.
Very much did.
Ghibli.
Oh, okay. Why am I going with Mustang and to where?
We have to accept a quest. There,
Oh, to do
Mustang is
the
not a
marrow thing.
vassal. Yes, the Marrow thing, Mustang's not a vassal. They're gonna need someone to
Oh.
officially accept it. There has to be a group name. That's what we in the middle of deciding.
Oh, gotcha.
Someone needs to stay with, or someone needed to stay with Mammoth because as much as Mammoth comes with us on these insane ventures, he is still, in many capacities, still a child. So that is why someone that
I'm
was
strong.
fluent. Your strength has nothing to do with how mature you are. Were orphaned. You are a child that we bring along to these things because we care about you and your safety. You do a lot of impressive things, but we still have to look out for you in a lot of ways. We're just concerned. It's not about how strong you are. You are a very strong and capable individual of your own. Still just a child, though. Pearl, that is why they were asking you to look after and just make sure things were all right.
Oh my god, I thought he was like a halfling this entire time. You're a child. That explains a lot.
You
So,
technically can be both.
do you
I mean,
mind,
you
Pearl?
can't really tell in like the early years, right? You know, the height different, the way I don't know.
Pearl, for the love of me, could you just stay with him
Oh yeah,
for a
you don't
while?
even make a big deal out of it. Sure, I'll stay with the kid.
Well,
Okay, Kipley, let's go.
thank
Force, you can take it back. Let's go.
No take back seats. Hey, I'm not looking to go to the guild anyways. I already have a warrant out there anyway. So yeah, you guys have fun. Um, let's go talk about some land sharks. Hey, can you speak to land sharks, kid?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. All right. So I have a game that I learned with him a while ago, and she just begins to go into like this strange, like land sharkian lore that the more she talks, the more the land sharks are confused. You think it's definitely made up. As you all begin to walk away to your separate tasks. So, let's go to Kipley and Mustang as you all head off to the guild. I assume, however, Maeve, Rictus, and Reese are heading towards Ivan Smithing.
Yes.
you.
Cool. All right. So as Mustang and Kipley make their way downtown to the guild hall, it is early in the morning still, so there's not too many people out in the street. And as you make your way into the guild, it's still pretty quiet. Adventurers aren't necessarily like constantly looking for jobs in that work since they have a pretty comfortable living space on Paradise Peak. So you only see about roughly 2 to 3 others that are just browsing jobs. And as you make your way over to the quest board, you see Marrow job is still there. However, go on back here. However, you do see that one of the flyers has been taken down, as the pirate hunt for Bob, Hob, and Gob has been officially accepted.
All right.
But as you make your way to the counter of the guild hall, you see a elderly-looking elven woman, probably in her like 650s, 680s, um, currently like hunched over in a rocking chair behind the desk. You can see multiple mage hands are up and helping her multitask while writing through what looks like to be some sort of notebook, and also checking off a large number of things on a to-do list. And as you approach, she looks up with a warm, gentle smile on her face and goes, "Oh, hello, dears. Are you here to accept a quest?"
One
Yes.
second, ma'am.
Oh,
And then he's gonna kind of pull Kipley away
Mhm.
for a second, kind of just turn around. Kipley,
Yeah.
we never did decide on a name, did we? For our group?
Oh, I've got it.
What are you thinking? We kind of have executive power here. I like the Wandering Six, but
I do
that
like
wasn't
that very
a-
much, but I don't think Mammoth liked it.
I'd hate to make him upset. Who didn't like the Six again? Was it Rictus?
No, I don't think Rictus had an issue with 6.
Everyone found that palatable then?
I do believe so.
Maybe we ought to do that then.
All right. She turns around. Hello. We represent the odd 6. We would like to take one of these quests, please.
The odd six? Kipley's just taking a wide left.
No. Just the 6.
Or that.
I'm a bit confused. Could you please? Who are you? I'm I'm sorry. I think I must have misheard.
Sorry.
Who is what, and what are you doing?
Apologies. Yes, no, we're the 6. That's the name
The
of our group.
Six.
Yes.
Mustang nods.
Are you an established band, or are you registering?
Oh no, we're not a band. We're a group of
A band of adventurers, darling. That's
We're
what we call them.
vassals that would like to take that. We're wondering if we could take that. That one right there. Just kind of points towards the quest.
Sure. Very well. How many are in the group? I just need to make sure because there are some misleading names. But what are the names of those who are registering under the guild? And to whom are their sponsors?
Right.
I need to get the proper paperwork down so we know exactly who is associated with who in this odd 6.
Just the 6.
Just the 6?
We
All right.
are an odd group, but we are called the 6.
The 6. And how would you spell that?
SEIX.
We were very close to the 6. Okay. You see, she does write down E as you're saying it, and crosses it out with an I. Very well. Very well. Okay. Wonderful. And the names of those who are on the 6 would be
Mustang.
Surname?
Nope.
Drums.
Yep.
And to whom does Mustang Strums bear their sponsor?
I don't know.
The
Your mother?
Mustang, their sponsor is
Your mother. You see, she looks up with like a very confused and like somewhat insulted look.
Kipley kind of, her
Excuse
eyes
me?
slip shut for a moment and she just leans forward. Their sponsor is to be unnamed per the request of their sponsor.
Sponsors don't give that request.
They
darling.
do if they are very high on the list.
What list are you talking? And go ahead. If are you trying to intimidate?
Deceive?
Mustang would like to help in this deception.
I
as he
can
comes
do
up with
intimidation if you want. Either way.
intimidation.
You know, Kipley. Half of Kipley's deception rolls have some form of intimidation linked into them. Sure, go for it.
Which one? Because they're both the same.
Oh, deception.
Okay.
Can Mustang help?
Sure. How'd you like to
Do we
help?
even need to help? She rolled a natural 20.
I mean,
Nice.
How does
it's up
she
to you.
again?
If you
That
think
was-
27's enough.
What?
Say, how wise could this lady really be? She may be old, but
It's backed by special natural.
Special nature. As you're saying the thing, she goes, "Oh, one of those. All right." And you see she writes down the name. And with the natural 20, I'll give you this. She writes down EC next to it.
ooh.
Mm.
Kivli, go ahead and give me a fuck it. I'll say it's just a straight intelligence check with advantage.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh wait, with advantage. I'm sorry.
With advantage. One more.
Okay, so that's not too much
It's a
better.
DC.
So-
Okay, it's a DC 10. You think about it, and you're like, aha, it worked. And you go, oh no. EC is Evelyn Kroll's initials.
Yeah.
And you immediately think that when you say high up on the list, and the way that you worded this very much fits the line of Evelyn's secrecy and specific pacts, as in you said you can't give the name, not won't, can't. So you think that she thinks Mustang made a much deeper pact than most vassals do. So sure, he's gonna be labeled as a vassal of Evelyn Kroll.
She gives a little
Can't
nod.
wait until that's brought up later.
I'm sure she'll be very impressed.
Well, Mustang, he's going to attempt to push his luck here.
I love when you do this. Sure, go for it. What are you gonna do?
Now, if a vassal had to go about replacing their vassal token, would they do that here, or would they have to take it?
You have to go to your specific sponsor, darling.
Okay,
We
okay.
don't produce them, as that would be highly illegal. Only the vassalship guilds and their beloved familia can craft tokens and administer them as per fit. If we made them, they would just be generic tokens, and those aren't allowed.
Okay. I understand. I say that sounds like the wise choice.
But I believe the fee is 100 gold to replace a token. It might be 500 gold, actually. I forget prices these days. They might have gone up, but it's a pricey penny for losing your token, darling. I hope you didn't.
I know. Silly me, I just got some butterfingers, I suppose.
It happens, you know.
No, it
Well,
really doesn't.
It's a mistake you only make once.
Just
Oh,
once.
if you make it more than once, I'd be greatly surprised if you continue your career as a vassal. But that's one Mustang Shrums, EC. What's your name, darling?
Kipley, please.
Kipley.
Yep.
Surname for that?
Oh,
Or
she was
Kipley?
honest.
Just Kipley.
All right. And your sponsor?
That would be Evelyn. Same.
Evelyn.
Mhm.
Crow. Very well.
Yes, ma'am.
And the others?
Maeve.
Maeve. And last name?
Dimbala.
But yep.
Bala.
Mhm.
Bala. Very well. And her sponsor?
Ada Druckert.
Ada Druckert. Very well. Oh, did you hear the news about Ada?
No, what?
Oh, her and apparently a few of her familia took down one of the upper crusts for the heralds. Apparently
Shut
there's an
up.
attack on the Dubal estate, and they
That's
came to the rescue.
crazy.
I know. I don't know what's more surprising, the attack or the fact that Dumbalas had to be defended. Leaves question about their specific family branch.
Do you
Apparently
know
going
who
kind of out of
attacked them?
business. Oh yeah. They said just one of the higher end of the heralds. The name wasn't listed as we don't know a lot of the actual identities of the heralds, but they said that they were on the higher end of the food chain. So that's very good for the investigation. Hopefully, it leads to a crack and get those old bastards.
Yeah, those bastards. So,
Oh, but Maeve and Bala in a drug cart. Who else would that be?
Rictus?
Rick, this last name. We find out Kipley does not know any of her any of her fellow friends' names.
No, wait. Nordrum?
His last name also Nordstrom?
It's
Nordrum.
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 Yeah.
Funny enough, very close to Nordstrom.
Rictus
But no, it's not.
Nordrum X11.
Jesus Christ. I okay. Very well. X1.
Double extra large.
Double extra large, Rictus, very well. And his sponsor.
I believe it's Nordstrom Fullbuster.
Can you say it's Nordstrom Fullbuster?
I thought it was Layla?
Is it Layla?
Or
Try again.
try again?
Oh,
Shit.
Well,
Carter.
You
Carter.
aren't there, you aren't there to correct them.
I know.
Oh yes, Carter.
Both of you can make history checks.
Oh, fuck.
I can run by.
Oh, history.
What's your history modifier?
Fuck. I rolled
Oh,
an
boy.
8.
Oh boy. How well do we
Okay.
know our friends?
Natural 20. Mustang nose.
Okay. Yeah, you remember it is not Nordstrom Fullbuster. It is Carter Bidstrom.
Carter Bidstrom. Nordstrom is Reese.
Oh,
Oh,
and your
that's
next companion
right.
is of Nordstrom. Very well.
Mhm.
Nordstrom Fullbuster.
Yes.
And what is their name?
Risha Amos?
Risha Amos.
Mhm.
Very well. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is the 6?
That would be Mammoth, please.
Mammoth. Surname.
Nope.
Wonderful. And their sponsor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is certainly a reaction.
Now,
With a natural
his
20,
might
I'll give
actually be
you.
Layla.
It is his is Layla Salir.
I knew it. Layla Salir.
Layla Salir. All right. And is that all?
That's it.
All right. Very well. The 6 will be registered as of today. Any jobs that you take, you will all be listed under this as a one united front, opposed to those who are competing for a job. It essentially means that if you take a job, there's not going to be any conflicts amongst payment for divvying up any reward money that you would get. If you request gold from the bank from afar, it will be separately delivered in each of your vassalship tokens instead of one individual. As well as any deeds that are done under the 6 will all fall underneath all of your benefactories. So if you increase any of your reputation with any one specific guild and or sponsor, you will all gain the benefits of that.
I have a question, my fair maiden.
Of course.
How, if you prefer your payments in coin, in physical gold,
Oh, you can
is
pick up the
there a way
payments
to?
here if you really need to, but a lot of vassals prefer to be, since there's so much traveling going on in their line of work, they prefer it over the vassalship token. But don't worry, once you get your replacement token from Miss
Crawl.
you know, the payment process will be automatic. You won't have to worry about a thing. As long as you have your vassalship token, there won't be a problem.
Is there any way I could get my share sent to one of my buddies' tokens, or is that just not allowed? I'm very new to this, you see.
I very much apologize, but if you're doing long-term payments over long distances, no. If you'd like to pick up at one of our many different guilds that are both located on every Brotherhood dweller, Paradise Peak, and a few other smaller established islands, absolutely, we will be happy to give out your cut of the reward. Here, however, you cannot send the reward to another person's token. That's not how it works.
You know, I get that. I get that. Just want to make sure. Answer's always no till you ask.
Of
Now, can I
course.
set my preferred payment to pick up?
Absolutely. No worries. Just know if you are out of an area that we have our establishment in, you won't be able to pick up your payment until you get to one of our locations.
Clear as a crystal, my dear.
Wonderful. Very well. As of today, you are all known as the Six. You can re-register the name up to 5 times. We find if you just keep changing it, it only causes problems for both recognition, reputation, finding out who works for who, etc., etc. So up to 5. If you'd like to change it in the future, feel free to stop by any registered guild, and we can do that for you, no problem. But as for now, the Marrow contract is all yours, and she slides it across the table. Happy hunting, and good luck to the Six's first mission. Gives you a warm smile.
Thank you. She snatches it.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, and you all take off. The name change is free. There's no payment for that, as there is no payment to register.
She just side mouths to Mammoth. All right, we need to get back right the fuck now.
You mean Mustang?
I said,
Must
Mammoth
say-
wonders
God
why
damn
he
it.
hears voices from miles away.
There's too many animal names in this party that start with M.
We need to get back.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Do
So
you think I'm gonna?
Okay.
Kipling, you think I'm gonna get in any trouble for lying about the sponsor? I saw her write something down, but I wasn't sure what it meant.
Oh no, it's fine. It's my sponsor.
Is your sponsor a nice individual?
No,
Go ahead and give me another intelligence check.
not at
Hitler.
all. Oh, fuck. Me?
Not at
Intelligence?
Mhm.
Oh.
Not advantage, just flat. 17? That's pretty good. If the order request goes through for a new vassalship token, it has to be done directly, which means that Mustang himself would have to go to Evelyn Kroll's estate and ask for a vassalship token, which doesn't exist. And if he claims to be under her name and you do a deed that is fitting enough to spread the Six's name, all your registered info will be public information, and Evelyn Kroll will be listed as the sponsor for who he is working for. Which means that if any of the Kroll familiar sees that, there might be some trouble for lying about having a warlock patron be your sponsor.
Yeah, no, Kipling
You
just
think?
as
Just
she's
maybe.
thinking all of this, like, and pondering this, she's just like, no, it's fine. It's fine. In her head, she's like, fucking
It's
goddamn
not
it.
fine.
We're going to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, Kipling, I trust you. But what an unlikely duo we've made. You got quite the silver tongue there.
And she kind of, no, I don't have a silver tongue. Oh,
It's,
oh,
it's a
that's
figure of speech.
No, okay, yeah, I read that somewhere once. I got it. Sorry.
You can't win them all. Can't win them all. And he's just gonna shake his head as he's walking out.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
Waddle, waddle away, waddle, waddle. I can't
The
believe
very next day.
that was a beautiful interaction. Good job, both of you. Great rolls, but also, holy shit, what a recovery. You almost wrote down 2 of the wrong names for sponsors for your friends and almost forgot one of your friends' names.
Well done, Mustang.
But here we are. I can't wait to see how that's totally not going to have consequences in the future. So, as you two make your way to the beach, we're going to go over to Maeve and the gang as you all head over to Ivanborough Smithing. By the time you get there, Arlen's already gone. But you can see Ivan currently behind the counter, Just looks like he's in the middle of like sorting inventory. But as you all approach, you see his face lights up. As he goes, "Oh, I am one happy dwarf to see all of you. Come here, come. Reaches, goes around the counter, kind of lifts up a bar, and goes and like, almost like a kid, like asking for uppies, kind of reaches his arms up to all of you, gesturing it to come in for a hug.
Rictus will hug him.
One arm around Rictus, still holds
She's a-
the other out with a gesturing hand to Reese or Maeve.
She's a dwarf, or he's a dwarf.
Oh, but yeah,
Yeah.
Ivan's a dwarf.
Yeah, Reese will sort of like awkwardly walk over and do like a half shuffle with her feet to like get down on like one knee and like then like kind of puts her chin on the top of his head really awkwardly with one
The
arm. Just
most
pats his
awkward
back.
hug. And then he lets go of both of you and then just holds arms up to Maeve. Come
Maeve will,
on. I'm not letting you get away from this.
yeah, Maeve will just pick him up for a hug.
You see, he doesn't fight it, but there is a slight look of just not annoyance, but just Ivan will remember this will pop up on your top right screen. As he gives a hug back and you set him back down. You've done a great deed for me. A great deed. Not many people would just go out searching for a random person that you really don't know too well, but Arlen's back safe and sound. The supplies are untouched, perfectly fine. And you cleared the island of man-eaters?
Yeah, it was a try.
Wonderful. Beautiful. I mean, I didn't even know those things were around there at the location, but well done. I'm very happy with your results. As I said, on the house, as long as you chip in with the labor for making the armor, we can start whenever you like.
I'd also like to participate. I haven't spent a lot of time with metals, but I do have nimble fingers.
Very well. And you, lad? Looks towards Rictus.
Yes, and you can see him kind of rubbing his hands together. He's really excited about it.
Normally, this process would take up to about anywhere between 5-7 days. Even more if I was just working on my own. But 4 pairs of hands in one place. The workshop is rather large, so we can actually build this in segments, and then work on the final product together. This will significantly lower the time. If you're really looking to crank this thing out, we can get it done in roughly day and a half, maybe 2 days.
You
Or
said
Sounds
if
there
good
was
to me.
if you would like more like downtime, so you're not just constantly at the forge, we can expand that out to 3 or 4.
Didn't
Do you?
you mention earlier that if I provided an extra, was it 100 gold, that you'd also
Oh,
be
base
able
enchantment for sure.
Yeah.
If you'd like
I,
like extra protection, resistance, anything like that, I can do a lot of things. Just keep it within reason, as you know. It's only gonna be a first tier enchantment, nothing too special. If you'd like
Maeve, I
something
can.
really special, I mean, of course, more gold, more enchantments that I can get for you, but just I don't have a lot of enchantment supplies on me right now. I'm still waiting for another shipment. It's gonna be in about 2-3 weeks.
Maeve, depending on what you want, I can kind of help out making your armor a little bit tougher.
it's nothing too extravagant. I do want to do some of the other enchantments myself, but the primary thing is just it was magic that destroyed the previous armor, so I want to ensure that this one is magical to some degree, at least to give it some resistance to destruction.
Very well. What was the specific armor classification you wanted again?
A splint.
Sprint mail. I thought so. Just want to double check. All right. So are you gonna be all hands on deck for the next few days, or how would you like to space it out?
I'm all in. I am a student Learning, and every moment that I'm not is a moment wasted.
You know, I know you two are, but you, my dear, do you have any previous history working with these? Perhaps any tools or methods that would be proficient in out of game. Are
Um,
you proficient in any smith tools or anything?
I actually have expertise in smithing tools currently.
There we go,
Ooh.
baby. Okay, that is
I
gonna
don't
definitely
have
help you out.
I don't have proficiency in blacksmithing tools.
You do not, but you do have access to the tools.
True.
So the bare minimum, you can still just add your normal intelligence modifier.
Great.
So that just means whatever whenever you're making a check, you can add that bonus to it. So
Yeah.
I will offer you this. Depending on how much rolling you want to do and how much chance you want to leave up to, I have prepared two options. You can do numerous different rolls between now the four of you, as Ivan does have his own bonuses and lovely stats, but the other two are just singing Man Eater in the background. I love that just them talking to the sharks. So as this is approaching, you can do either all four of you do separate rolls that would involve different skill checks, or I will give you the simplified version, which has more risk to it because it will only be two rolls, one roll per day. If you do the two rolls, it is going to be a just straight smithing check, and you will all each roll it. You'll have to meet a group DC. If you don't make it, armor is not going to be.
This is
It will just end up being essentially wasted of supplies.
it's Maeve's armor, so I'll let choose.
I agree.
So multiple rolls, it leaves it up to more chances, but it's going to be a little lower DC. Single roll per day. You guys have pretty good bonuses, but it will just be up to one roll. You do have inspiration, but you can only use it once.
Maeve.
Fuck it, we'll D4 this shit.
When in doubt, D4 it out.
D4 it out.
Single roll it is.
Single roll it is. Very well. So, I would like Reese, Rictus, Maeve. I'll have Ivan. I'll go ahead and make smithing checks for day one. And we can still go into RP and all of that for like what you would like to do in the evening. It's just gonna get it out of the way, so we don't
So
have to
basically,
go for
For
it.
me, it's like an intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You and Rictus
it
is intelligence.
His intelligence. Okay.
Maeve, you may add your strength to yours.
Gang shit. Okay, cool.
As is Ivan. He's going to add his strength modifier to his as well. The DC that you're looking for is a combined total. Oh, excuse me, as I almost joked. Is looking for a combined total of 75. Now, you're working with a master craftsman. Ivan he doesn't have that high of a strength score. It's ridiculously high, but his proficiency and expertise has his at a bare minimum of a plus 20.
Oh shit.
So he is a big factor in this. If he rolls ridiculously low, that goal is going to be very much out of sight. But that is the risk of doing the solo roll. So far, you have a pretty good standing right now. We are at a 56. I remember you can use inspiration if you like to reroll. But for now, we are going to get an error on roll 20 saying it's the wrong
Yeah.
formula because I retyped it.
It's like
31.
yeah, with his modifier, it would have been an automatic pass, like Amanda said.
That is 87. Wonderful.
Chill.
I mean, if you roll a natural one, it would have been a failure.
Right.
True.
Because a natural one.
Doesn't
But
matter the modifier.
day one,
Nice.
it's going to be 8 hours of work at the bare minimum. But so far, the process of which the armor is being smelted down, the amount of mithril, by the way, that you guys got, like, I didn't actually get into how much it was, but the supply crate that you got from the man-eaters that you took back, the supply crate wasn't that big. However, the entirety of it was full to the brim of mithril. There's enough to make splint mail and then some. So as you begin smithing and smelting all of this down, you also know that you're going to get special traits with this no matter what, because it's an intrinsically magical metal. As you begin working with it, Ivan goes to each and every single one of you, mainly focusing on Maeve, as the other two of you are artificers. He does go to Reese as well to make sure you're well suited in this specific particular task. Excuse me, as you've mainly worked with more flesh and bone before, as opposed to metal. But you're not unfamiliar with the line of work. As you begin the smelting process, you begin putting it into the molds. You begin hammering out all of the various different impurities of the base metal. And for day one, with the help of some dwarven magic and just some natural fucking brute strength from Maeve and Ivan, all four of you successfully pass your checks. And as you hang up your aprons for the day, it's still very crude, but the base outline for the metal and a few of the pieces are already done. It is now just the main torso and legwear that need to be properly seated and eventually brought together the next day. So, as you finish up for the day, uh, we're gonna go over back to the beach real quick to see. In the meantime, what the hell do Kipley, Mustang, Mammoth, and Pearl get up to? Beach episode, yeah. Hey, you guys have plenty of opportunity for a beach episode. Got 8 hours. If you don't have anything, you don't have to go into it. But if you have any RP or anything that you would like to accomplish during that time, now would be the time. Let me know.
Mustang is going to take full advantage of this beach episode, and he's going to do all the things that he assumed Pearl did in her couple days off.
Awesome. Love to see it. You just pull up underneath an umbrella.
Yeah, like shirt off and
Sadly,
everything. Dust out. Sun's out, dust out.
sun's out, dust out. Sadly, we both know the tan is not happening. However, you do feel like the longer that you sit in the sun, almost like the more rejuvenated that you get. It,
Dude.
it doesn't necessarily have any mechanical benefits, but just the feeling of your coal ash-like body getting heated up gives you a little bit more energy, making you feel a little bit more overall a little steamy. But as you're enjoying your beach, Kipley, are you doing anything? Or Mammoth as well?
I wanted to talk to Kipley about the name.
Oh, sure, yeah, no. As
What
they
it
come on back, coming back marching in. Pearl and you had just had like small, brief conversations with the land sharks. Reginald like semi likes Pearl. However, you can tell that the longer that they talk, the more false information that Pearl learned at cleric college, as she puts it, is brought up, and the more confused Reggie looks. But as and they're in the midst of a conversation, Kipley pulls up as Mammoth goes and sets up his little umbrella.
Are you all right? You look
Yeah.
all right. Yeah?
Yeah. How'd everything go for you?
I think all right. I think it's good. Look. And she rolls out the contract. We got it.
Nice.
Right.
Did you
Shoot.
pick a name?
I don't think we necessarily picked one, as we just kind of fell into it, you know?
I guess.
Uh-oh.
We just went with the 6.
Oh. Okay. How'd you spell it?
How do you spell it normally?
Well, I was thinking it could be cool if we used the number and then IX.
Oh, yeah,
But if
no,
you didn't, that's fine too.
I think that's what we did.
Oh, okay.
Because that sounds really cool.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. So, are they doing all right? Have we had any incidents or anything?
No, but they're I think that everything's fine, but they kind of start to act funny when Pearl starts talking.
Yeah, I mean, that's expected, but...
Yeah, kind of.
Alright, Alright, maybe I'll just go finish this. She picks up the big stick and finishes, like, writing in the sand. Friendly.
In
And-
front of the shark.
Yeah, and with, like, arrows pointing towards the sharks.
Oh my god. Go ahead and just give me a general dexterity check.
Dexterity. Oh, great.
Not eligible. Oh boy. I mean, it wasn't like that high of a DC. It's exactly how writing in the sand with a stick, how you would think it would be. Like, if you're up close, sure, it looks like friendly. If you're from afar, it looks like you can see the first part very well. It looks like Fre, and the last part kind of looks like Fretty. So it kind of looks like someone fucked up their name if you're looking at it from far away. But you know, it is what it is. Also, you don't know how effective that's going to be for, you know, telling people that sharks are friendly. But luckily, while you were gone, ma'am, if you did see Pearl walk up to the city gate, and have like a 5-10 minute conversation with the guard, and he nodded his head, she walked away. No one has bothered you since, so you don't exactly know what the conversation entailed, but clearly something worked.
Alright, she tosses the stick
Alright.
aside. Do you know how to do, like, those sand building things?
I don't, but I was gonna ask if you could bury me.
Oh. Like in the sand?
Yeah, I like the way it feels on my skin when it's all on top.
She just kind of looks at you, like, beneath her brow for a moment. She just kind of shrugs. Alright. Sure.
Cool, thanks.
Okay. Starts pushing sand on him.
As
And-
Mustang sees what's going on, he is shirtless, but he has his hat on and his gun still on his belt. He's gonna run over and slide on his knees and start to help, like, digging the hole.
Oh. Oh.
Cowboy to
With
the rescue.
Okay, so this is a normal. Right.
So,
No,
yeah,
this is
Kipley
a
is like
normal
throwing
thing.
like small bits of sand onto like his legs, and then Mammoth slides over and just starts sloshing sand on the Mammoth's chest, and fully does bury him. Like before, it's
Kipley.
like a cute little like, haha, I'm buried. Now you're like, you can't move your body, buried.
I am a hot-blooded man. I cannot resist digging a hole at the beach.
Do you have blood?
I like to think so, but probably not.
Do you?
Don't ask, don't tell.
I have to. Are you? What are you exactly?
I don't know, but do we really need to know? You know, I just am, and I feel like people can respect that.
Oh no, I mean I totally respect it. Well, it's just I don't know what I'm respecting.
You're respecting me, Mustang.
Just the name?
I mean, I suppose so. I'm as only good as my name, my word, and I guess to you, my smoky body.
It's quite impressive.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
She tosses a handful of sand at Mustang. Does it just like float through you?
How much sand? Is it a lot of sand or a little bit of sand?
It's a handful. Like
If it's a handful, it would pass through him, but if you only throw a little bit, if it's light enough, it'll start moving with him.
Oh.
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 Having fun?
Yeah. No, this has turned into a science experiment for Megan. All right, we can move on.
Kimley's that kid who just put her hand on like the orb that lights up and advertises, you know, and just doesn't take it off. Ew. Awesome. So eventually, time goes by. The smithing for today's checks are finished. Ivan kind of wipes the sweat from his brow. And Maeve, you've been heavily mentored by Ivan all throughout today. You feel you feel like you did extraordinarily well for like your first time properly crafting your own item. Especially with magical ore for the first ever armor set you're crafting yourself. This has been no easy task. Melting down and forging mithril is nothing like you could have ever imagined. It's extraordinary light stuff, and what you thought would have had to been like laboring over hard steel has turned into slowly chipping away at very delicate material that will then cool down into some of the strongest metal on the planet. So it wasn't exactly as laborious as you thought it would be, more just very fine, keeping and making sure you don't put too much strength in it, but just enough to slam out any impurities. And as you finish, you see Ivan comes up to you, soaked in sweat, like little bits of like scorch marks, and you can see like just a lot of just coal and ashes, both on like his face, arms, and boots from managing the forge itself, and just goes, "For your first time working on something of this caliber, I'd say you're natural, darling. This is top of the line work."
Thank you. I had a good teacher.
How'd you feel working with these kinds of conditions? I mean, it's certainly not the best forge you're ever gonna find, but at least in the local area, we're one of the best.
It's phenomenal. I love it, and it just reaffirms my desire to have a more personal connection to the equipment that I craft and make. I think this was great first exposure because eventually I do want to work with adamantine. Um,
Adamantine?
yes.
That can be done. I don't know necessarily if I have enough for a whole another set of armor, but future shipments, Adamantine is one of the more requested armor sets, especially for higher end adventurers. Give it a month or two, and you should have that in if you'd like to come back and craft more.
Yes, I that's actually the core sentiment of what I want to do. I adamantine for the armor, and have you heard of fire steel, ice steel? The like metal charged with elements.
Elementally infused elements. Yeah, I've heard of them. I haven't really worked a lot with them, but I do know those who have. You want to be more going to the Cloud District for that. But for like specific elements, the best forges that you're going to be finding, and sadly they're not going to be easy to find. But if you do, you're not going to find better armor or better materials in an entirety of areas. That would be uh, a giant's forge, fire giant, storm giant, frost giant, fire giants. I mean, mainly just fire giants. Beyond good crafters. Um, but boy, you're not going to find better shit than that. Forges in the hearts of volcanoes, scorching blizzards that can harden steel to its very bending properties. I, the conditions are hard to work in, but they're amongst the legends of the crafting community.
I've heard. I actually aspire to one day use a forge such as that. While my pathway of adventuring and skill set takes me within the realm of being a martial fighter, my passion or a passion I have grown and developed is uh, a love for crafting.
Are you sure you don't want to do this as a job, career path, line of work? I mean, if this is your first time ever working with metal, and you're working with mithril nonetheless, this is fine quality. Surely not top of the top of the line, but up there, pretty damn close. Um, if you like, I'd very happily take you under my tutelage, and you could work part time, full time if adventuring you need a break.
I, I love that. I think while I couldn't commit to it being my career path, um, my name does require me to partake other responsibilities, but I do enjoy the passion, the feel, the kind of calm isolation. I don't not having to hack down and destroy a problem, but instead using my strength to create, to mold, and to make things better and shape things. Um, I like that.
I couldn't have worded it more beautifully myself. You still need the same strength you use to strike down foes, if not more, but you need to carefully handle it. Make sure that the strength that you release is carried in a manner of uh, technique, not rage. Like swordsmanship and their various different styles and techniques, forging has their own similar aspects. You need to learn how to wield a blade as much as you need to wield a hammer, but not just blindly raging and slamming it with all your might. Some parts need care, and a lot of parts need finer details more than actually just raw strength and power. You've done a fantastic job in showing that today.
Thank you. Um,
And well, the other two, well, you've had a pretty tough crowd for your first time as well, working with two artificers on your first set of armor. You're blessed to have those friends.
yeah, I was nervous at first when they decided to come along. I felt that there was a lot to they this is their entire thing, the crafting, the building, the creation, albeit in their unique and different ways, but seeing some of the final work that Rictus is able to willed into a near living machine. Um, it it felt like I had inspiration as well as uh, a lot of judgment that maybe they don't, maybe they aren't judgmental individuals, but you never know when you're stepping into someone else's place of expertise.
Well, if you never step in, you're only going to be fearing the unknown, darling. And I'm glad you stepped in, because now you got a whole world ahead of you. I will say, not just having me as a guide, but Rictus especially would be a wonderful source for the future if you were trying to learn more. Um, Practically a natural at this, and his contraption, you can see he kind of nods towards Rupert, who's just kind of on the counter trying to eat a gear, um, and like struggling to because he keeps biting it and flying out of his mouth. Um, I've never seen anything like that, and I've worked in a lot of fields. Steel defenders come in all different shapes and sizes, of course, but his is different by far. I would certainly look into that more. Also, and don't be afraid to reach out to more artificers. A lot of them are very friendly people. Love those who are interested in our work because we love our work. Work is life, and you really can't have more uh, appreciation for something than when someone shows interest in it. So don't be afraid to reach out in the future, especially if you want to try and find more about this adamantine works and things like that. I do have some connections, as they may be small, but still connections. I can potentially uh, try and get you to some of those places you're looking to go. Of course, probably
Yeah,
not going to be for free, because that transportation costs and all that, but it's still better than blindly sailing off in a direction.
of course. Anything, any talent should be paid for, and um, you shouldn't necessarily give out hard work for free. So I want to earn every sentiment, whether it be paying for the tutelage or crafting it with my own hands. I don't. I want to do it the right way. I don't want to just buy and discover upon the bodies of you know corpses as we adventure. I mean, if the armor failed them in their adventure, what's to say it does me any better?
So I know a secret, lass.
Yes, of course, yeah,
Kind of gestures for you to lean down.
she does.
The most powerful of weapons, armor, artifacts. Do you know how they came into existence? They were forged, made by someone, crafted with care, love, and made with a purpose that outshone even the creator's original dreams. Using a tool made by another, well, they may be an excellent craftsman, excuse me. You're not going to find better equipment than something that you've made with yourself, with enough time, enough materials, and enough vision. They may not be the strongest of items originally, but the more you put into it, the more you find there's not many things in this world that can challenge a skillfully crafted blade. Kind of pats you on the shoulder while you're somewhat at his height. Keep at
And
it. I'm sure you'll make the next biggest artifact of the century.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Just don't rush the process. Remember, nothing is made overnight. 4 people it took just to get here. You working alone, it's going to take a whole lot longer in the future, dear. I admire
Patience.
the sentiment. Well, the work is done for today. Feel free to stop by early tomorrow in the morning. I do have other orders to get to, and I do have to get sleep. So I'm gonna try and manage both of those. But I hope it goes as well as it does today. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns about enchantments. If you have any of that now, I can start writing down what the request is.
Where I lack the skill in metalwork, I can probably help in the magic side of it.
Surely?
It's great. So you're more of the enchanting that looks towards a Reese. I actually am like that. That's another piece of the component. You know a lot about enchanting.
I have lots of knowledge when it comes to things of the arcane, magic items, and otherwise, lore, spells. Least I can do is help provide that knowledge if there's something that we want to achieve.
It's perfect. I've always been fascinated by, you know, the peak of craftsmanship and the peak of enchanting, and a lot of times there's a huge argument, one compensating for the lack of the other. But I'm curious, almost driven to discover what happens when you're able to produce the peak of both and combine them into one item, one entity.
She smiles and lifts up her bone arm and shows him the spike. I know my style can be a little bit morbid, but it doesn't always have to be in this manner.
Yes.
Oh, so was that Reese? Was that fucking?
It wasn't me. I don't know who that was.
That's Kipling.
Sorry.
You just see a bat flying over. Some
Oh,
random creep on the street.
Sorry.
Again.
It was perfect, Kipling. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was so concerned. I was like,
One of the voices.
am I
Did you know you can save 15% or more on
Forgot that
cars?
wasn't muted.
I was like, am I about to be cursed?
The Mithril was cursed all
Oh
along.
no.
Shit, that was honestly amazing.
Demon time.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, no, I know my grandfather has his beliefs about things, but I for what I want to accomplish and who I want to become, what I want to become, I'm not nearly as narrow-minded to believe that I can do it with just the graces of the divine and the power of the draconic. So I would gladly take any assistance, help, knowledge you be willing to provide me.
Just nods her head a few times. Well, I suppose we should we'll get a night's rest before another long work day ahead of us. I have a few things I need to take care of.
I guess I should go back home. Oh fuck! All of you live with me for the time being. Shit. Oh.
I guess I should go home. You start walking in the same direction. Shit. I hate when this happens. Oh, but before you go there, I would like to know what enchantment you're looking to add tomorrow so I can prep it.
Oh, Rictus, I know you offered to be able to enchant. Would you would it offend you if I turn that down only for the sake of looking, viewing, and participating in the permanent enchantment of an item and seeing how that functions?
No, not at all. I mean, this is your armor. That's fine.
Thank you. I just
Of
didn't want
course.
to, you know, shit on the gift of a talented artificer.
Oh no, I mean just you allowing me to help out with creating it. I mean, that's all I need, really.
Thank you again. Your
Of course.
I was able to pick up on a lot of your technique in terms of you, like you mentioned before, having to be a bit more delicate. Uh, it seems like you barely touched the metal, yet the impact is great. It's moved in a graceful way. I couldn't mimic it, uh, but I tried my hardest, and it helped.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it looked like you did great. The metal reacts a lot differently from what I was expecting. It's a lot easier to work with than what I'm used to. So, but yeah, you're doing great.
I have some amazing teachers. As a thank you, I I would cook you a meal. I'm not allowed in my kitchen at home. Um, so you all can pick dinner tonight if you'd like. It's whatever you'd like. They can pretty much make anything, and have a bit of everything. Uh, oh, sorry, you have other things to get back to. And looks back towards the blacksmith. Um, just a standard kind of +1 enchantment, or if that's not capable, at least something to make it magical, so that it doesn't, you know, break and be destroyed to conflict with other magical items.
+1, not a problem.
And
All right.
she will leave the gold with him.
Thank you very much. 100 gold. Appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Ivan, real quick, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What's up?
do you happen to have just some scrap metal? Not from what we're using. I just need like 6 little pieces of scrap metal, maybe like 2.5 inches long.
You can check the back. I have been doing an apprenticeship, and he has failed at a few items, so you can take whatever he's failed at. Probably a bent sword somewhere back there if you just want to take it.
Okay, yeah, I just need something I can cut down into little pieces.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For like a silver or something, so you have some sort of return.
Oh, sure, yeah, no problem. And he actually sets down a gold piece.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem.
And you go into the back, and you see there is a bent and like kind of curvy looking greatsword.
Mhm.
That you like are thinking like, oh, maybe it's kind of like too much to break down. But you see that it is so severely chipped towards the hilt that you can literally just break off the blade.
Okay.
Yeah. Feel free, whatever you're making with that, you can surely find enough materials for gold to fill that.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll probably, if I had time this evening, start just at least get started on it after we've all gotten back to Maeve's house.
Sure. In which you all do. As eventually the sun gets set. What would you like to do with the sharks? Would you like to leave them at the beach and or around the area, or would you like to bring Reggie with you, all of them with you?
What if
Uh,
Mammoth stayed at the beach?
yeah, I thought we were
Are you gonna,
sleeping
are
on
you
the
gonna camp out
beach.
on the beach?
Yeah,
I
in
thought
the
that was the
sand.
plan.
You're gonna stay buried in the sand for a
Mm-hmm.
whole 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Well, at
great way
least
to
overnight.
eat.
Okay. Okay, sure. Sure, yeah.
Can you
A
please
few of the
build a sand wall around Mammoth? It's a little wide, but
We could all stay in the sand wall.
yeah,
Um,
Pearl's not
as this is,
invited.
Pearl does eventually leave. She leaves like about like 2-3 hours into the stay on the beach, after she's had her thrilling conversation with Landsharkians, and just says that she's gonna go ahead and head on back to the manor and just wait for you guys there.
Yeah, Kippley just looks back.
keep
She's like,
waiting.
all right, it's all clear.
Are we gonna push down the wall now, or what?
Yeah, no, we're all right now.
I kind of like the wall. It's cozy.
It is, right? It's what
Maybe we ought to leave it.
Let's make some windows, like little see-throughs, or like things we can.
Peephole.
Yeah, like you can shoot through.
Oh, great! A great idea. He's gonna take out the Primonica and start punching holes with the Primonica. It'll be gun-sized.
All right.
You punch a hole in a wall made of sand.
Not delicately, like a hole punch. Delicately.
You punch a hole in a wall made of sand, and the entire portion collapses.
Aye.
Because
Maybe
guess
no
what you can't really do with sandcastles?
Make
the
it
wa-
wet.
The wall still stands. Yeah, I mean, if it's wet, it can work. But I assume it's been out here for a while. It hasn't
no
rained
sandcasters.
recently. If you want to take water from the ocean and slowly bring it over, I don't even think you have a bucket. Never mind. Yeah, no, that portion just collapses. It's dry sand.
Ay, caramba. I'm sorry, Kipley. I think I have better go up your wall here.
Oh no, it's all right. She pulls out her flask of holy water and starts
Oh my god!
dumping it on the sand. I have water.
It's about holy water.
Well, are y'all getting cold out here yet? Do we need a fire?
Oh, I love it.
I'm okay.
Go
Are
ahead
you
and
all
mark
right,
that down.
Mammoth?
I'm good.
Are you still buried?
Uh huh.
Oh my
That man's
God.
cozy.
You're
He's
starting
swaddled.
to feel a little bit of pressure. And it's not the feel you actually no, I take it back. It's not the fact that you feel a bit of pressure. You felt pressure before. Now it's the lack of pressure, and you're getting a little concerned for how long you stay in here is gonna be healthy. You think if you sleep in here overnight, you are probably gonna have the worst back pain you've ever had in your life.
That's fine.
Can you feel
Man,
your
come on.
toes?
They're numb.
Yes.
I would like to insight check that.
Go for it. Go for it. You can roll deception if you
Fuck.
wish, Mammoth. How charismatic is Mammoth?
Not very. But enough.
Well,
God damn it.
Mustang will also insight, just because.
Oh.
Go for it. The two parents attempting to do their
He's
job.
none the wiser. None the wiser.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'm glad
Mustang
you're
wants to build the wall. That's funny.
All right. We're going to protect you forever, Mammoth. And she continues to push sand up onto the wall.
Okay.
We're gonna start building a wall on the other side, so eventually they'll have like a full circle kind of enclosing them with a considerable circumference.
All right. And she'll start packing more sand in so we can build actual little windows coming out.
Mustang will eventually use the cantrip, create bonfire in a different corner of the circle. I guess it's kind of counterintuitive, a corner of the circle, a different side of the circle.